doing something which was unwarranted, telling the government of UK and the authorities there to give travel documents to somebody who is a wanted person, wanted by law in India. That would be the correct description. As people are saying about legal terms, is both a fugitive and a wanted person by the Enforcement Directorate and the law enforcement agencies of the country. An unacceptable concession was made to this person, who should have been extradited, interrogated, prosecuted under the laws of the land. I have questions to ask. When there was no specific query from the authorities of United Kingdom to the Ministry of External Affairs of the Government of India, why did then the minister did something which is an act of gross impropriety, asking the government and the authorities of UK to issue travel documents to an Indian citizen? He remains an Indian citizen. At that time, his passport stood revoked because of his having run away from the authorities, and he was not standing interrogation and trial. If there was a humanitarian cause involved, was there any petition that was made by this person, Lalit Modi, as per the processes to the Government of India, which was considered and processed? For an Indian citizen, a travel document, for an Indian citizen, a travel document issuance can be done only by the Government of India, the Ministry of External Affairs, and the Chief Passport and Visa Officer. The Government of UK had India's request not to allow Lalit Modi to leave United Kingdom. That lookout notice definitely was there. It was issued by the Enforcement Directorate. Was it proper then, without withdrawing the earlier letter, and when the issue of passport was still sub judice, that this action was taken? This tear-jerkers that it was done for a humanitarian cause is a false claim. Lalit Modi is accused of money laundering, match fixing, betting and rigging contracts, for which number of cases have been registered. This government has, in replies to questions in Parliament, informed the Parliament of India that the cases against this person, BCCI and other criminals involved in match fixing and money laundering, are to the tune of rupees 2,148 .30 crores for contravention of provisions of Foreign Exchange Management Act, FEMA. So somebody who is sought to be prosecuted both under FEMA and under the PMLA, the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, this was done. There was no invasive surgery. This can be verified from that particular medical facility in Portugal. I repeat, there was no invasive surgery for which this emergency travel document recommendation was made. Number 3, after reaching that place, Portugal, on 5th of August 2014, On 8th of August and from 8th onward, Mr. Lalit Modi, along with the wife and another family member, they were holidaying at a place called Ibiza. Ibiza, it's a resort town of Ibiza. In the meantime, his case came up for passport revocation before the Delhi High Court Division Bench, which was not opposed by the Government of India. And the Division Bench gave a ruling for the reissuance of passport to Lalit Modi. The Government of India did not appeal. Now, if you look at the chain of events, it's very clear from day one. Not only the External Affairs Minister, but at the highest level, this government was keen to help Mr. Lalit Modi to get his passport. And what is he doing now? Was this not the duty of the government to bring him back to India? Once you gave him the passport in London, he should have been put on a plane and brought to India. That's another matter that when the request was made, which was improper, to the UK authorities, that they were not asked. It should have been insisted upon by the External Affairs Minister. From Portugal, his next port of call should have been New Delhi and Enforcement Directorate custody. It was not done. This person, for whom a humanitarian empathy was there, has since then been frolicking, holidaying, traveling all over the world. He was in Cuba. Last week he was in Venice. Today he is in Montenegro. He's flying in private jets. And he had, just for your information, declared bankruptcy. He is a bankrupt person. Besides this false humanitarian angle, he had declared bankruptcy in London court over unpaid bills of £65,000. He had said that I am a bankrupt person. Now, this is 20th March 2012, he was bankrupt. Here you have August 2014 and June 2015 is a private jets and exotic resorts. Therefore, we have to ask Prime Minister directly, Shri Narendra Modi, why is he quiet? Can there be two parameters? Can there be different set of rules? When you talk of probity, when you talk of correctness for ministers, that you had one set of rules for the UPA ministers, even if there was a shadow, Narendra Modi himself and the BJP had insisted upon the resignations. Why is the Prime Minister silent? Should we then believe that there is the larger nexus of those who were managing or mismanaging the affairs of the Indian cricket, which led to corruption, sleaze, match fixing and money laundering? After all, Lalit Modi is a friend, is personally known to the highest in the BJP, whether it's the former president of Gujarat Cricket Association, who is now the Prime Minister of India, the president of BJP, who is the president of Gujarat Cricket Association, the chief minister of the state, where he was the president of the Cricket Association. Why is the government protecting him? It's not only just the travel document issue, which is scandalous what has happened. The Prime Minister has to speak about this nexus. There are many questions which it has thrown up. We demand a thorough investigation into this affair, not restricted to the travel document for this humanitarian facade. All those who are involved, and that cannot be done by this government cannot be trusted for that. That has to be done by the Supreme Court of India to set up a special investigating team and to monitor the investigation into what the government itself has admitted before Parliament of money laundering, match fixing, and the cases that stand registered. These have to be taken to a logical conclusion. My question is also to the Finance Minister of India and to the Home Minister of India. First to the Home Minister, Shri Rajnath Singh. राजनाथ सिंह जी, आपने कहा कि सुषमा जी ने जो किया बहुत अच्छा किया और पूरी सरकार उनके साथ है। हमको मालूम है सब साथ हैं, क्यों साथ हैं ये प्रश्न है। राजनाथ सिंह जी भारत के गृह मंत्री हैं। गृह मंत्री को खुफिया एजेंसी रिपोर्ट करती हैं। गृह मंत्री की जिम्मेवारी है कि अगर कोई अपराधी है जिसने देश के कानून को तोड़ा है और भाग गया है देश से बाहर, जिसका पासपोर्ट भारत सरकार को रिवोक करना पड़ा, उसको पकड़कर देश में वापस लाए। गृह मंत्री अगर इसका अनुमोदन करते हैं, एंडोर्समेंट करते हैं कि जो किया ठीक किया, ये कौन सी राष्ट्रभक्ति है कि अपने देश के नागरिक को दूसरे देश से जो भगोड़ा है, कानून को जिसकी तलाश है, उसको आप दूसरे देश की सरकार से गुहार लगा के यात्रा करने के लिए कागज दे रहे हैं और साथ में उस काम को ठीक बता रहे हैं। अरुण जेटली जी वित्त मंत्री हैं भारत के। उनके मंत्रालय ने भारत की संसद को ये जानकारी दिसंबर में भी दी है, उन्होंने ये जानकारी मार्च महीने में भी दी है। Therefore, my question is, what has the Enforcement Directorate and other agencies of the country done since 26th of May 2014 to apprehend Lalit Modi and his co-conspirators and to bring them to justice? Is the complicity of the government at the highest level. That's why I'm saying it's not only a travel document, it is the protection being given to Lalit Modi. He's not a hapless person, as you can check and verify, and the details that I have given about his holiday making, frolicking, and his jet-setting lifestyle. I do not know how many bankrupt people in the world can do that. So if the External Affairs Minister, who did what was improper, unwarranted, then others also but can be accused of protecting and dereliction of their duty to the country. The cabinet has a collective responsibility. If the decision was taken to give back the passport by the court, who took the decision not to appeal? This question will have to be answered. Normally, there are established processes. The Minister of External Affairs also oversees the work not only of the Chief Passport and Visa Officer, called the CPV division. There's something called the L&T division in the Ministry of External Affairs. There's the Legal and Treaty division. In such matter, first of all, there was no query from the British authorities. If there was a query from the British authorities, it should have been straightaway referred by the Minister to the L&T division, to the Foreign Secretary, and to the JSCPV, which was not done, because that is not on record. That's why it was a suo motu recommendation. The Foreign Secretary and the other secretaries who actually minute all this, they were kept out of the loop. No, if there is something humanitarian which I have contested and challenged, How come the Foreign Secretary and the senior officials of the government of India were kept in dark? What is the answer to that? And that again underscores what we are saying. These are friends of Lalit Modi. They are protecting Lalit Modi. They are helping Lalit Modi. And the big Modi, that's Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, must answer. He promised to the people of India he is going to bring back all the black money. That's a separate issue. And give to every bank account holder 15 lakhs. Sorry, you cannot do that. You made a fool of the people of this country. You lied to the people. But what about this person? Is this government helpless that you cannot have him apprehended and brought back? Therefore, we repeat, इस पूरे घटनाक्रम की इसकी जांच होनी चाहिए. तमाम वो लोग जिनकी इससे मित्रता है, जो उसको संरक्षण दे रहे हैं और जो देश के कानून से खिलवाड़ कर रहे हैं, उनकी पहचान होने के बाद देश की जनता को इसकी मालूमात होनी चाहिए. ये सरकार इस बात को ढक रही है, छुपा रही है. जब गृह मंत्री और तमाम बड़े मंत्री और पूरा राजनीतिक दल जो सत्ताधारी दल है वो इसमें संलिप्त है, इसलिए इसकी निष्पक्ष जांच हो और वो जांच सर्वोच्च न्यायालय करे और उसको मॉनिटर करे, सच सामने आए. बेहतर यही होगा नरेंद्र मोदी जी के लिए, इस सरकार के लिए, इस नेतृत्व के लिए. जो पैमाना, जो मापदंड आपने देश की राजनीति में बनाया, हमने सम्मान किया पारदर्शिता का, हमने सम्मान किया जवाबदेही का, अकाउंटेबिलिटी का. आप उससे मुक्त नहीं हो सकते. You have to be accountable and you have to be transparent. What you are doing will not be acceptable to the people. I can take questions. Jatin? No, I'm sure that they have all the authority and the jurisdiction to take cognizance of what is happening. We have made a demand. I'm sure it will reach them.
Sir, I just want to ask.
Yes.
I'll come to you. Just wanted to ask specifically on that passport appeal issue. There seems to be a blame game within the government. The Ministry of External Affairs say that all the cases were actually registered by the ED. So if at all they should have appealed against the Delhi High Court order in the Supreme Court. The ED officials say that they had already issued a blue corner notice that is still alive, but it is the nodal Ministry of External Affairs who should have appealed, gone for an appeal. So what exactly is the procedure? Who should have appealed?
I'll tell you. First of all, government is a collective. Now, Enforcement Directorate registers the case and this person runs away. The Government of India or the Enforcement Directorate is unable to get this bankrupt money launderer back to India. Then, naturally, they inform the Ministry of External Affairs, and to force the return of a citizen who has violated the law of the land, the first step is the revocation of the passport or impounding of the passport, which was done. Once the High Court had taken a view to return the passport, when the cases are still there and the investigations have not been completed and the person is still wanted by the law.
और इस वक्त की ये बड़ी खबर ललित मोदी और सुषमा स्वराज के बयान के बारे में. अब कांग्रेस ने एक बार फिर से हमला किया है सरकार पर और सीधे सीधे इस पूरे मामले में सुप्रीम कोर्ट से जांच की मांग की है. सीधे सवाल अब प्रधानमंत्री से भी किया गया है कि आखिर वो चुप क्यों हैं, इस बारे में उन्हें अब बोलना चाहिए. सवाल होम मिनिस्टर और फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर से भी किए गए हैं कि आखिर वो किस तरह से इस बयान की अब सराहना कर रहे हैं और उनके साथ खड़े नजर आ रहे हैं. इस पूरे मामले में अफसरों को भी अंधेरे में रखने की बात कही गई है. कांग्रेस एक बार फिर हमलावर है सरकार पर और इस पूरे मामले की जांच सुप्रीम कोर्ट से कराने की बात कही जा रही है.